Hello and welcome to Code Culture. My name is Michele and I'm your host. Today I'm going to give you a list of things that I recommend you do and a list of things that I recommend you do not do to maximize the life of your wax cotton jacket. The brand of that jacket doesn't matter. It could be a Barbour, it could be a Belstaff, it could be a Filson. It really doesn't matter. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing because I publish content related to coats almost every week. I personally have owned wax cotton jackets for over 35 years. I have reviewed many of the jackets that I own on this channel, and you can find those reviews clicking on the links in the description below. And in many of my reviews, I have given tips on what to do and what not to do, but I've never done a standalone video. So I thought it would be a good idea to do one. So let's start with a list of things that you should be doing to make sure that your wax cotton jacket lasts as long as possible, to make sure that you take the best care possible of your Barbour jacket. And I'm going to be saying Barbour now rather than wax cotton. Any brand, it's fine, but I'm going to be saying Barbour. The first thing that you should be doing regularly to take care of your jacket is to inspect it almost daily. If not daily, weekly, if you're using it often. And when I say that you should be inspecting it, it means that you should be looking for points in your jacket that are losing that shine, that waxing treatment. Because when that waxing treatment is going away, that means that the cotton is starting to be exposed. And that's an area where your wax cotton jacket can start to develop tears or little holes. This exam shouldn't take a long time. It could be as fast as, coming into the house. Maybe you have a mirror next to your door. Have a look at yourself in the mirror. Make sure that you don't see anything which is starting to discolor. Now, if you're wearing a backpack or you're wearing a bag on your Barbour jacket, make sure that you also check the back, check the shoulder, check the areas where there is friction between your jacket and something else, because those are the areas where the waxing treatment is more prone to disappear. The second thing that you must do to maximize the life of your Barbour jacket is to reapply the waxing treatment regularly. Now, I cannot tell you what regularly means exactly, because this regularly is entirely dependent on the type of use that you do of your Barbour jacket. If you're somebody that uses your Barbour jacket once a month or once every couple of weeks for a few hours, just for a walk, then it is most likely that you will not have to rewax it very often. Probably once every couple of years, maybe once every 3 years. You should still examine it just in case there is something in the wardrobe that is rubbing against it, but chances are you won't have to rewax it very often. On the other end of the spectrum, if you are somebody that uses your Barbour jackets daily in any weather condition, and you carry a backpack and you carry a bag that rubs against the material, then you probably will have to rewax your Barbour maybe every 6 months, definitely probably once a year. When I say that you need to rewax the jacket, I'm talking about the complete rewax. There are plenty of videos on YouTube that you can find that tell you exactly what to do. However, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be rewaxing your Barbour every time that you see that in certain areas it is losing that waxing treatment. This goes back to the first step that you should be doing, the inspection. If you see that the overall appearance of the jacket is fine in terms of the waxing treatment, but there are certain areas, perhaps the shoulders, that are starting to dry out, you can just reapply the waxing treatment on those areas. Check in particular the elbows or under the sleeves, because these are the areas that are normally more in contact with surfaces, and so they lose that treatment. Third thing that you should definitely do to prolong the life of your Barbour is to store it properly. You need to keep it in a cool and dry place, so do not expose it to humidity. I see a lot of videos online of people complaining that their Barbour smells bad. And I guarantee you that the reason why that Barbour is smelling bad is either because it was put away wet, or because it was close to a a source of humidity somehow. And so that humidity has caused the cotton to rot, because that's what it's doing. Always make sure to put your Barbour away dry. That's step number 4. Do not put your Barbour away when it's not dry, when it's completely wet. If you're coming back from a rainy day and your Barbour is wet, do not put it away like that, because it will develop mold sometimes, it will smell bad, and it won't dry properly. 5th thing that you should be doing, I hope it's number 5, I'm not sure, I think it's 5th, is to spot clean the jacket when and if needed. Use a damp cloth or a sponge to polish those areas that perhaps have stain or that you have rubbed against the wall so they look all white. You shouldn't be definitely washing the entire jacket. However, consider it that when you spot clean a Barbour or a wax cotton jacket, you might be removing some of that waxing treatment. So again, step number 1, inspect it, and potentially step number 2, rewax it. So these are the 5 do's to extend the life of your Barbour. But there are also things that you should not do in order to prolong that life. And here's the list. The first point is the most controversial one, and it is you do not want patina. Now, I understand that there are hundreds of videos on YouTube telling you how beautiful these Barbour and Belstaff jackets are when they develop this patina. Everybody seems to be in love with these jackets when they discolor a bit, when they are of different colors. They lose the original shine, which is associated with the waxing treatment. And sure, it's true that they look pretty cool and very attractive when they start to change color. However, when a Barbour jacket starts to develop patina, it means that the cotton is drying out. It means that the cotton is not waterproof anymore. It means that the cotton is not oiled anymore, and it can crack and develop holes. So the moment your jacket starts developing patina, that means it needs to be rewaxed. That means that you have not been doing any of the things that I told you should be doing. If a jacket develops patina, especially the thorn-proof treatments, which are the shinier jackets, then it means it's time for it to be rewaxed. I have owned, and I still own, many Barbour jackets. The only jacket that developed tears and holes was the jacket that I did not rewax and that had a great patina after 5 years. So do not let your jacket develop that patina that everybody seems to like, because that is bad news for the jacket. Second thing to never do is to machine wash your Barbour jacket. I have seen people doing it and saying there's no problem because at the end of the day it's a cotton jacket, so why would you not wash it? Well, for a number of reasons. Yes, the Barbour is a cotton jacket, but the cotton of most Barbour is very thin. If you compare the cotton of your Barbour versus the cotton of the jeans you're wearing, you will notice that the cotton of the Barbour is very, very thin. So there are only a limited number of washes that a cotton like that could sustain before it starts tearing apart. Also, the heat involved in machine washing a Barbour strips the jacket completely of its waxing treatment, which isn't per se a big issue if you are planning on rewaxing the jacket. If you inspect your jacket regularly and you spot wash it like I suggest you do, you will never need to machine wash the jacket. Even if you buy a vintage Barbour, there are better ways to clean it than put it in a machine wash. You can Google them. There are people that use vinegar, other people that put the jackets in the freezer, and the smells go away. The third thing you should never do is to expose the Barbour jacket to direct heat. Let's say you've been outside with your Barbour jacket and it was raining heavy. You come back in the house, you may be tempted to put the Barbour jacket next to a radiator, next to a fireplace if you have it, to make sure that it dries faster. However, that's a mistake, because if you put the Barbour jacket next to a source of heat, the heat will also melt the waxing treatment. So what happens is that, sure, your jacket will become dry faster, but the waxing treatment will also go away, or it might relocate, if you want, to different sections of your Barbour. And this is also true if you have heated seats in your car. You should try not to turn on your heated seats in your car when you're wearing a Barbour jacket, because the waxing treatment will, start warming up, and then it will transfer to your seat. And you should ask me how I know that, by the way. The fourth thing that you should never do when you own a Barbour jacket is to neglect the high wear areas of your jacket. I have told you already that you should be inspecting your jacket regularly, but you should be paying particular attention to these areas like the elbow, the shoulder, as I mentioned, because those are the areas that are most subject to wear and tear. Why am I repeating this? Because a lot of people inspect their Barbour jackets from the front and never inspect other areas of the jacket, so they never see how bad the situation is underneath, under the elbows, for instance. So it's something that you should be paying attention to. I am pretty sure that if you follow these do's and don'ts, you will enjoy your Barbour jackets for many, many, many years. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about how to take care of your Barbour jackets or Bell Stuff or any other brand. And please subscribe to the channel if you like this content, and I hope to see you again soon.